Hello and welcome. I am Cindershadow, and today I bring you a story of the Twitch scenario that has now played out for Asmongold. Asmongold is a large Twitch streamer. He's also a content creator for YouTube, talks about a various amount of things, recently doing a lot of videos on the whole Diablo Immortal stuff. And it's come to the attention of Twitch that he should be banned for stuff that happened in Diablo Immortal. Yes, it's only a 24-hour ban, but this has consequences and lasting effects for anyone that wants to stream on Twitch, YouTube, any of these platforms because of something that is completely out of your control. Today's topic is the censorship of things that happen in game that just happen to be out of your control. I don't know where this goes. I don't know how insane this really sounds, and how much insanity people have to go through to try and not get banned now, and over things that other people are saying, to bypass content filters, to bypass filters in game, to bypass these filters is absolutely insane. This is insane. I don't know where else to go. Let's take a look at what has happened. So I was greeted with this video. I don't generally watch a ton of Asmon stuff, but you know what? He's been in the spotlight for a little bit of what's going on here. He put up this video yesterday on why he got banned on Twitch, and I saw this and I went, why would Asmongold get banned on Twitch? He's pretty much the Jesus Christ of Twitch. He's got the furry caterpillar forehead, and his face is that looks like a Jim Henson Muppet. He is so friendly and so placating to all the rules. It's absolutely insane to hear that Asmon is getting banned for something he didn't even do. Or more so, they're banning him for something he didn't do. And what has happened here is in-game chat, he's playing Diablo Immortal, he's streaming it, he gets up, takes like a 5-minute break to the bathroom, comes back, and then shortly after that he gets a notification that he's being banned for 24 hours because of something that scrolled past the chat in game. When you see chat in game and the chat's on the screen, you're like, whatever, just let it scroll past, it'll be here and gone. And someone had bypassed the content filter in Diablo Immortal. They turned around and put a series of letters together that spells out a slur, and that slur is negatively impacts everyone. But now the fact that Asmongold gets a 24-hour ban has now given rise that this word or these types of words can now get you banned for someone else saying it. So now there's going to be a slew of people that will try and enter into these games with content creators that are streaming just to try and get them banned. It's absolutely insane. It's absurd. It's not the whole purpose of this. This was never supposed to be about other people trying to get the content creators banned, trying to get streamers banned because of stupid things people do in these video games. Let's take a look.
Guys, today I wanted to talk to you all about the fact that I got suspended on my second Twitch account, THRU, for 24 hours. Now, this happened a little bit earlier today. I've tried to work it out, and it seems like this suspension is not going to get overturned.
Okay, so not going to get overturned, mainly because of the situation. It's one of these situations where I sit there and I'm beside myself with this type of thing. I recently did start up doing the Twitch. I've also got, this is one of the reasons why I mirror my content on Odyssey and Rumble. If you guys haven't checked those out, go over there and subscribe to those alternate platforms, because it just seems you're playing this roulette game through and through again, and on Twitch you're going to get banned, and then on YouTube, then here, then there, all because of what people do outside that you don't have control over.
So I'm going to make this video and express pretty much what happened. So effectively, I was streaming Diablo Immortal, which, to be fair, I think that in itself should be grounds for a suspension.
100% agree. Diablo Immortal is absolutely ridiculous. I'm seeing rumblings. There's soft caps. There's all these things that you now have to turn around and pay. Recently, I spoke about how you've got to spend $110,000 to fully upgrade your gear. It sounds like it's now in the figure north of $500,000. This is absolute. Diablo Immortal is such a disgrace to gaming and gaming alike that it shouldn't even exist as a game.
But unfortunately, Twitch did something even dumber than that. They decided to suspend me for hateful and unmoderated conduct in my chat. And
now, this isn't in his actual chat. This isn't in his Twitch chat. This is the chat in-game for Diablo Immortal run by Blizzard, not by Twitch. This kind of is something that mirrors that, where it's something that's off platform but then gets put on platform because it's on the screen.
I'm not talking about my chat on Twitch. I'm talking about my chat box on Diablo Immortal. I had stood up for maybe like 5 or 10 seconds. I was readjusting my my blanket here, and I had my chat showing. And in the process of doing that, there was a person in the chat box who typed the N-word, and they did not type it. Obviously, I have the language filter on, so they had to use special ways to get around it.
This is what we're talking about, where people go out of their way to spell out words and to spell out these slurs, to spell out stuff that is already defamatory and shouldn't exist in this sense, but they're weaponizing these words because that has become normalized in the world today. When you use these words, there's people that talk and speak, and when you use them, it's not good. It's just becomes this angle of things where it just becomes hateful, and people just continue to breed the hate. Then it becomes one to another, and then it gets weaponized. And this is a weaponization of this type of speech, and that is why it's such a inherent thing. Why turn around and ban people for this? You can turn around and ignore it, let it move on, and move past the stupid thing people are doing. And this is just, I'm beside myself with this.
So they put dots in between every single letter, so it was N dot I dot, etc. You know how it goes. And this happened. I sit back down, the chat's almost off the screen, and people are mentioning it to me, and I'm like, oh, it's going to go away in a few seconds. It is what it is, right?
Yeah, like, this is something that he doesn't have control over. This is something no content creator really has control over. The only thing you can do is hide the entire chat log for Diablo Immortal. This is the same thing in WoW and everything like that. And in a lot of cases, people will turn around and just hide it all the time, because you get to the point where there's so many bots in these games now that are selling gold and gear, and it just ruins the experience of the game. And now you've got other people that are probably a 12-year-old kid on the other side of the screen that thinks they're being funny and edgy when they're not.
Because I think that in general, whenever you give these things too much attention, it generates more of these things happening, because this person gets attention, they get a response, everybody's mad at them, and they've effectively achieved their goal. So I didn't.
Anyway, I'm going to link his entire video. You guys go watch it, because it is well worth the watch. He makes very strong points why banning on these infractions for something that is completely out of your control is bad. It's like we recently spoke about people getting swatted over video games, over stuff that people don't like, and now we have the opposite side of that, where people are using stuff that will get a rise out of other people. They do it in such a way. And when I grew up, I was always told, don't sweat the small stuff. And when it comes down to this type of speech and this type of situation where people are talking and people say something you don't like, you can turn around. If you're in person, you can say, hey, listen, that's not really that great to talk about. But when it comes to an in-game situation, what are you going to do? It's not like you're able to sit there and really mute that word when it goes by. You can report it in game, but then what does that really do? If you pay no attention to it and just ignore it, let it go away, then you don't have to worry about it, and you shouldn't have to worry about it. These are other people across the screen. They're also human beings doing this thing. They're doing negative things, and it's having a lasting effect now on streamers, all because they say a bad slur. There is lots of things in this world that are bad, and this is one of the situations where Twitch banning Asmongold because he didn't take steps to mitigate something that someone already did. He couldn't hide that this was something that was already done. He couldn't go forward and do anything about it at that point. So why should he not just ignore it? Just ignore it. It goes away, and it's done. It's gone. You can let it roll off your back, and then you don't deal with it ever again. No, Twitch turns around and gets offended by it, and then turn around and bans Asmongold for a day because some stupid kid on the other side of the screen turns around and says a bad word. This is just stupid in itself. Twitch needs to take a step back and actually look at the context of these situations, and not just willy-nilly handing out bans because someone talks smack or someone says a bad word in a video game that you have no control over. This is where we've been. People are always trying to control the narrative and always try and control what people are saying. People say some stupid things in these worlds, and that's on them. It's not on the streamer. It's not on the other people that are trying to play the game. People get this type of stuff all the time, but when it comes down to it, you can do a few things. One is ignore it, and if you ignore it, then it doesn't continue happening. You don't draw the attention to it. These trolls go away, and there's a thing of don't feed the trolls, right? I've banned several people on this channel because they come in and I recognize them as a troll right away, and I'm like, no, you can get the hell off my channel. I don't want to deal with your negativity, and I don't want to talk about it to you. There's been times where I sit there and I find myself trying to reply to them, and instead of sitting there and replying to them, I just say, no, you know what, you've irked my ire, and you can just go away. And that's what I deal with, instead of sitting there and feeding into it. And that's exactly what Asmongold did here. He didn't feed into the negativity. He didn't do anything about it. He didn't need to sit there and try and set a magical standard that Twitch is trying to overrule on everyone at this point. And I think this is inherent, and I think they went way too far. Even though this is only a one-day ban, they went way too far on something that you have absolutely no control over. Thanks for watching. This is Proud Canadian Phoenix. I'll catch you all next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.